Crypto is looking like a betting scheme rather than an investment scheme. But nonetheless, we have to make sure that consumers are, they can bet, they can invest in nearly anything that they want to. That's their right. But we need to make sure that they're operating in a fair environment, in a fair market where they understand the true risks and the rewards.
That was Minnesota Senator Tina Smith speaking with me earlier this morning. She's currently advocating for regulation and oversight in the crypto industry. Despite the clear need for action on regulating crypto, lawmakers remain split on what exactly needs to be done. Joining me now to weigh in on that and other D.C. policy matters, we've got Cowen, Washington Research Group's Jared Seiberg. Jared, the thinking here is that now you've got a divided Congress. Republicans historically was thought to be a little more friendly in terms of crypto policies. You think that's still the case, even in the aftermath of FTX's collapse?
Politics are all over the map now, right? That's what makes this so much fun now. When it comes right down to it, this is really a question of, what's going to keep lawmakers out of trouble when we come around to the next election. You see a lot of lawmakers who had advocated for one approach to regulation or no approach to regulation now climbing aboard the train to provide more government oversight. You've had lawmakers who have even thought about the issue getting vocal on it. The one consistent message is that the status quo doesn't work.
So then as we look specifically at some of the investment themes that we're keeping an eye on when you do have a divided Congress, what do you think is going to be the real ones that really stand out in 2023?
So, if you're looking beyond crypto, to me, the biggest investment theme is the debt ceiling and what happens to the United States credit and the Treasury market. And, can Republicans really negotiate in the House a agreement to raise the debt ceiling? That's probably the biggest macro threat out there. I would say, on the crypto front, I think it's going to be led by the regulatory agencies in 2023 and 2024, and then we'll see if Congress can come and reach a deal.
So what does that framework look like as you see it? What we've heard from the hearings the last few weeks is there's a divide among lawmakers, but also this talk of, there's crypto and then there's Bitcoin and Ethereum, which should be seen in a separate category.
You couldn't have said it better, right? Right now, there's just lots of confusion. There are all different types of digital assets. There's technology, there's the trading of these assets, and then there's the use of digital assets as products. And I think you're going to see different regulatory responses based on, what the use case is. We heard from the CFPB last week that they are on the hunt. If, tokens and digital assets are used for consumer payments, or there's something that resembles a loan or a savings account, they're going to assert jurisdiction. On stable coins, you're going to see, I think, the bank regulators really step in. And then we've already seen the SEC and Gary Gensler argue that most tokens resemble securities, and you're going to see a disclosure regime for them. So, it really comes down to use case. There is not going to be a one-size-fits-all solution to crypto because crypto is simply too big and too diverse.
And so then in terms of the scrutiny that could still be ahead for the industry and for some of these other issues, things like antitrust, some of these companies that have taken social stands, how do you see that playing out?
Okay, so the antitrust issue is interesting because, in a decentralized environment, theoretically, there shouldn't be antitrust concerns. But you do hear this come up. And we certainly have a very aggressive Justice Department and Federal Trade Commission. So I do think you will see some discussion and talk there. On the social justice side, that's a really big question because you can take that down many paths. You have a lot of progressive Democrats who believe that a central bank digital dollar is really a solution to providing financial services to the unbanked. You can certainly argue that many stable coins or, even some crypto tokens themselves, even Bitcoin, can be very efficient and cost-effective ways for lower income people to receive and move money. And I think that's a real political, real political asset for this space. And, we really, I think, need to see them use that much more aggressively in talks with Capitol Hill and regulators over the next 2 years.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. Cowen Washington Research Group's Jarrett Seiberg, thank you so much.